Welcome! Today I'll be doing a low back and glute massage for the lovely Mallory. Before we get started today, I wanted to mention that we have a Patreon channel that I know you would really enjoy. If you're interested, you can find the information down below. I hope to see you there. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So whenever I am doing a glute low back focus massage, I make sure that the feet are somewhat elevated to take pressure off of the hamstrings and the glutes. I'm gonna begin with some gentle shaking. Really good for the hip joints, the lymphatic system. One of the best self-care practices that you can cultivate is taking care of your lymphatic system. So any kind of jumping is fantastic, massage, but it's the part of our body that clears out toxins. And it's like you're unclogging the lymphatic system with this type of movement, jumping, especially on a trampoline. Focusing on these IT bands some in the warm-up. If someone isn't used to having their glutes worked on as well, this is a great way to start. Kind of ease into the glute work. Starting with the glute medius. And you can continue with gentle rocking if you want. Sometimes I will feel more stable if I hold with my opposite hand. And especially if I'm working on someone I work on often, I don't take as much time with the warm-up, but always doing some type of routine at the beginning. Warm up the soft tissue, kind of get in the zone. So this is a very heavily glute focused massage, so it's going to be a little uncomfortable. So instead of just, for this compressive work, just digging my elbow in and holding for however long, it can feel a lot more fluid and tolerable to include a little bit of movement. And I'm very focused on one spot, but moving around just enough to not overwhelm that area. But if you spend long enough, you'll definitely find the trigger points, those more contracted pockets of muscle tissue need to be stretched out and opened up. Especially when I'm focusing on the low back as well. So I'll kind of weave in and out. So I really like to, with a very soft fist, just wrap around that hip bone and start moving into that connective tissue around the hip bone. encouraging that area to stretch and open. Before heading back down the IT band. Just always kind of thinking about how I can create a really nice flow in between each thing. And working my way into that glute max. So if I only have a minute, if the glutes aren't something I'm too focused on, kind of find a moderate pace to move the leg. But for a massage like this, I'll start with something a little faster and then slow way down. As I become more familiar with the adhesions and trigger points. Focusing on lengthening the muscle, stretching all that out in a way that takes pressure off of the low back. And that's kind of the bare minimum that I would do in a glute focused massage before moving on to the piriformis. Go ahead and transition to my elbow. And so I just want Mallory to get really comfortable with my elbow first. And this is a very deep glute muscle that can feel pretty intense to have worked on. So just gradually sinking in deeper. Good luck accessing this muscle with a soft fist. I think the elbow is just a great technique for this muscle. And pay attention to body language. You can give your client plenty of breaks. Even if you're not like really accessing the piriformis the way that you want to, being patient and staying in the right position will help a lot. And just offering as much pressure as that muscle is ready for, that area is ready for. If this is somebody's first like deep tissue glute massage, I'm not gonna spend a half hour. Like I really wanna let it be an introduction. And I like to do something familiar after doing something new because it can be kind of comforting. And starting to focus on the low back. Wrapping my hands around the hip bone. And at this point, I'm pretty familiar with Mallory's hip bone and where that last floating rib is, so I don't have to worry about hitting those areas in a way that's not going to feel very good. Grab my oil. Do you mind if I untie this? So much better. Oh no, it's fine. This is one of my favorite ways to apply the oil. Start working into the low back, just alternating hands. This is of course great for both sides. Just going to do this right side today. Working my way into the low back. So on a smaller framed person, you might need to change the position of your soft fist. And continuing to focus on that area around the hip bone. Just nice and slow. So there's not a whole lot of area to work with, so I'm going to go ahead and if you fumble a little bit and hit that last floating rib some or whatever, don't worry about it. It's not going to feel great, but it's really not that big of a deal. I feel like massage therapists can be very hard on themselves sometimes. And just in between kind of moving up in intensity, I like to just do something more relaxing. And if it's something really simple. I really like using my forearm here because it's like the perfect width for most people. Anytime that you're moving in towards the spine, you're just naturally offering more pressure. So this is a great place to start doing deeper work. And I'm just gonna go nice and slow. I've built up an awareness in my elbow, but just starting out, it can feel like you don't have the sensitivity that you have working with your finger pads, working on more delicate areas can feel harder when you're first getting started. And before really working on that QL, I'm just focused on that connective tissue around here. And there are techniques that I could use on the front side of the table, but I really try to save my time and energy and utilize techniques that allow me to stay where I am if I'm really focused on a specific area. Starting to work my way into the QL more. Nice and slow. I like working with the forearm as well because I feel really stable, which is important. And you can drag your forearm across away from the spine just as a little mini break before going in again. If you're trying to access this deeper abdominal muscle, really, on someone that doesn't tolerate deep tissue well, just keep in mind that you want to use a little bit more of your forearm and less of your elbow, just to make it more tolerable. As I cool down, just changing position, transitioning to my softness once again. And just broadening your area of focus to end can feel really good. Just relaxed strokes back and forth. A little bit more rocking just for the low back and the hips. If you do include some rocking at the end, I would just do something at the very end that feels more settled. And kind of the easiest way to do that is a stretch or something. And just tilting that pelvis a little bit, opening up the low back. And that is all for today. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed today's video, please check out our Patreon page. I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you for watching today's massage therapy session. We truly appreciate your support. If you'd like more exclusive content, join us on Patreon and be sure to subscribe so you never miss a session. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
Welcome to Yoga Plus. Courses available from pupil to yogi. Sort by yoga, fitness, and instructors. Create your own routines. Access the Pose library. Yoga Plus by Psyche Truth, available on Google Play and the App Store.
Join us for 14 and 30-day programs, hour-long classes, and much more on our yoga app, Yoga Plus by Psyche Truth. It's free to download and features a variety of wellness content, including yoga, fitness, Pilates, guided meditations, and interviews with dozens of wellness experts.